Here tonight for your team at Bromley, not quite to be ultimately. How do you reflect on it?
Mate, you're right. The first 30 minutes I thought we were excellent. Everything that we've been working on, the play forward, run forward, game plan in terms of trying to spin it down the sides and catch them in transition. And I feel like when we were 1-0 up, it probably could have been about 3-1 on chances. We should have maybe scored more, but after half an hour I feel like that's when it started to change a little bit.
Yeah, either side of half-time, Bromley had a good spell, didn't they, resulting in their 2 goals?
Yeah, they are what they are. They're actually particularly transparent in what they do, but they're so efficient at it. They're excellent. They're obviously investing in what their manager wants to do. And ultimately it came down to quality tonight. We felt like the detail of what we were doing wasn't quite there. They were very efficient. All them little battles all over the pitch that culminate in winning a war. They were excellent at. But like you rightly say, there's nothing in the game. It was a mistake from us. For the second goal, which we're really disappointed about because we pride ourselves on dealing with their moments, the big moments. But yeah, it's disappointing because when you see us after half an hour, it's the team that you're proud of, that you've set out, and you want them to be brave and courageous and go and get on the ball and play the patterns and first second contacts. And I felt like we were really dealing with Bromley and what they had to offer, but ultimately they keep knocking on the door and you have to be able to stand up to that. I just got a bit of a sense tonight personally that I feel like maybe there's some in there that we come away 2-1 top of the league and maybe that's acceptable. For me it's not. If people want to play at this football club next year, they need to show a little bit more bravery, a bit more courage, and we need to have more of a winning mentality. I understand, it's a really difficult place to come. It's a big ask, top of the league. I know where the lads were when we came in, so I understand it's a big ask. But we've moved forward. We've had some success. Before tonight, we win 50% of our games. And coming here tonight, I think there was just a sense of, I don't know whether there's a culture around the place that, if we just come here and we keep the score down, or 2-1, it's not that bad. We've shown that we can beat very, very good teams. Arguably teams that are slightly trickier than what it is tonight. These are transparent, but excellent at what they do. But we've beat the Notts Counties of the world, the Swindons, the Chesterfields, and if people want to play for the football club next year, we're going to have more of a winning mentality. We didn't want to just come here and make up the numbers. As efficient as they were, we felt like, although we had a brilliant half an hour and there was nothing really in the game, if we'd have just brought in a bit of 10% more quality, I feel like we could have certainly got something from the game, if not won it.
What about Bradley Hiovia's goal? We know he's worked so hard, he's had a difficult time with injuries this season, and to come back and to score a goal like that against the leaders, what about that?
Yeah, we spoke a lot earlier at the hotel about how we can hurt them in the transition. We were surprised that they left us 1v1, which was great. We just know that's what Brad can do. That's where they're the situations he thrives in. He's running into grass. He's a real strong runner, pacey, and he's an excellent finisher. That left foot is deadly. So I was quite confident when he went through.
How's Will Boyle, who wasn't involved tonight?
He's good. Yeah, he's good. He's a booking away from a suspension. He's had a lot of football recently. Just felt as though it was a good time to bring him out in light of the next 4 games. We certainly didn't want him getting booked tonight. With obviously going up against a big, strong lad, where it's easy to get booked. Strategic, but equally, gives other people a chance to show they want to be a part of the team and the football club, and gives them an opportunity. So, we're constantly looking at being efficient around the players and making sure that we understand what they need. And like I say, Boyley's played an awful lot of football recently, so with the booking situation, we just felt as though it was a good opportunity to bring Ando in, who did really well in Spurs tonight.
When you turn to the bench, nice to get Isaac England involved. He's had a difficult time with injuries, hasn't he, since he came into the football club, and we've spoken about his talents. Nice to see him get a few minutes tonight. Yeah, I think
Isaac's a real cultured footballer. He's a bit of an old head on young shoulders, so we're speaking about what we want to do with him in the summer and make him really dynamic. We feel like we've got a real player on our hands, and when you see him come on, really brave. We speak about missing a pass, and he did it really well. He tried to be really brave and perhaps try and hurt them a little bit more, and that's what we were asking for. That particular pass went out of play, but we're asking them to be brave. They're going to make mistakes. They're calculated risks. So I was proud to see him come on as TP as well. It's the challenge for TP is when we start him, we want to see those levels of intensity and second balls. And like I say, tonight we need to have more quality. We know that. We know that the players need to be able to be more efficient in what it is that we're trying to do, and be braver as well. Like I say, I don't want this culture around a football club that we're getting used to losing. I understand that, you know, it's been a long time where the club has been on a bit of a descendancy, but it needs to change somewhere. So we won't be accepting mentality of coming to the top of the league and expecting to lose, or it's okay, we only lost 2-1. There was nothing in the game. I felt like we could have got something, but if we'd have just been that bit braver tonight, I feel like mentally we could have just stepped forward and gone and got something from the game.
And finally, just one final push required. You're so close to making it mathematically certain that Shrewsbury will remain a Football League club. Just one big push required to get that, ideally, the job done against Oldham this weekend. Yeah,
and I felt like the opportunity was there tonight. So, you know, I've laid the gauntlet down to the players. You know, if you want to be here next season, if you want to be part of this regime, you know, you have to come and show more and invest more into what it is that we're trying to do, show a little bit more quality than we did tonight. I'd say for the first half an hour I thought the lads were excellent, you know, and again the lads coming on, you know, I thought Cleary was excellent when he came on, TP, Isaac England, you know, I thought they did really well. But yeah, we need to make sure that from the off that we start like we did, but then continue it through the game, and that just comes down to a bit of game management. It comes down to my leaders and making sure that we're the best version of ourselves, because after half an hour I just felt like we couldn't really get ourselves going in the game.
As always, thanks for your time, Gavin.
Thanks, Stu.